So let's get it clear that I love the message Marvel were trying to tell us here, and the themes they dealt with in Isaiah Bradley and Sam. I for one am ready to see a black Captain America and how the rest of the world, both fictional and real, will deal with that. I love the message and the character arcs in this show for the most part. Okay, first of all, I'd just like to say I'm black, so my problems with this show is not racism, and the worst you can probably call me is a coon or an Uncle Tom, as I know that's what everyone loves to do. But yeah, this isn't going to be the most popular opinion, this is going to be quite controversial. I don't know, let me explain myself. So, as I said, I love the themes of, Isaiah Bradley, and the whole thing with Black Captain America, and just the economy, after Captain America has died or all the Avengers are gone. However, my love for this show ends about there. You see, in light of a very powerful message, the show ends up sliding back on a strong and cohesive plot and narrative. It focused so much on being woke that it forgot to give us a compelling villain or gripping main plot and fell into a body cop procedural format that doesn't work in 2021. I always maintained that my favorite episode of this show was the very first episode because we had a strong focus on the characters and their trauma and their personal struggles all on a small scale. Even Sam dealing with race relations would have been even more powerful on a smaller scale in his hometown and America itself rather than this international espionage thing. Bucky's therapy sessions were great because for once it wasn't all about the fighting and his super arm, it was all about his psychosis and his mental health. And I think this is an issue Marvel should have focused on with this show, especially coming from WandaVision, which was loved for its portrayal and themes of loss, grief, and mental health. That's why this show didn't fulfill me as much, because after that strong and character-focused first episode, the show devolved into this generic Marvel action shooter explosion romp that we've seen a million times in the last 10 years of the MCU. The MCU has moved on to such a larger height after Thanos and watching the universe itself being literally destroyed. It's moved on to such a height that fights with guns and jetpacks just feel boring and played out now. Marvel have elevated from their own selves. So due to this fact, they should have just focused on the grounded and psychological elements of their characters on this show. I mean, sure, there was bound to be some action soon in, Falcon and Winter Soldier, but the focus on Carly, Sam Walker, the government, and international crime rings and relations just felt a little too big for the length of this show and the money that went into it. It all ended up being a jumbled, rushed, and bland narrative that we've seen dealt with much better with the likes of Winter Soldier. That's why I'm sure everyone can agree it's the character moments that stood out in the show, with Isaiah Bradley and learning of his history as a super soldier, and Sam obviously trying to honor his legacy again as well as Steve's. These kinds of moments were by far the best part of the show, despite all the action and the power broker thing and the flag smashes. Even Sam's development and family relationships were such highlights and became underused for this international espionage plot. His relationship with his sister is great, and his dealings with the banks was so compelling because it was all small scale and personal, which is what television was mostly designed for. I suggest Marvel to leave the crazy action and espionage stuff to the movies, as their short runtimes allow that kind of thing. They should pepper their TV shows with serious exploration and studies of characters they want to portray, rather than trying to give me a Captain America 3.5 or Doctor Strange 1.5. And if they didn't want to do that, then at least build serious Easter eggs or go into unexplored space and cosmic stuff that was introduced with Doctor Strange and WandaVision, because that's the level Marvel are at now. They're way past guns and ground level fighting. It's not interesting anymore. The best parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier was Sam's journey to taking on the mantle as Captain America, Isaiah Bradley's character himself, and Bucky's opening mental health struggles. Those were all the best parts because they were down to earth and relatable. They were human. The Flag Smashers plot was uninteresting because it tried to deal with a case bigger than the medium of TV allowed it, and crossed the beautiful character journeys we had with our main three. Sam Walker did end up being interesting at the end of the show when he went up against the government and then also allied with Bucky at the same time. Again, another strong character moment that took too long to be achieved. If Marvel have learned anything from the recent big TV shows like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, even Walking Dead, although we know that's literally a Walking Dead right now, it was the characters we fell in love with first with these shows, not the dragons, explosions, or fights. It was the human beings. If Marvel can focus on that with the new TV shows, then I think we'll be in the clear for something special. And that's all for me. So, if you agreed with what I said or disagreed, please show me the like and dislike ratio, like that you guys all gave me last video, and comment what you thought on the show, of course, and subscribe if you're new, and let's get a conversation about the show going. What do you guys think? Am I crazy and missing the ground of character stuff? Who knows? Well, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.